You better make it quick. Real rich bitch.
YouTube, it's your boy Just Tim Johnson coming back at you all, dropping another banger as we end the year of 2022, talking about these sneakers and everything we done that's sneaker related for the entire calendar year of 2022. As the year closes out, we always reflect on things that we done or maybe didn't get an opportunity to do, or shoes that we perhaps missed out on. A lot of times when you think about it, we do more, we add more energy to the shoes we didn't get than the ones that we did. And then we go back and look like years down the line, even months, days, or weeks down the line, we be like, yo, I forgot I copped so many shoes. You got to think, Jordan brand released probably about 80-something pairs of shoes. And if you a top tiered sneakerhead, you probably didn't touch at least 25% of those shoes this year. Think about it. You probably didn't, let's say if it's a overall through all the brands, New Balance, Jordan brand, Adidas, Reebok, Puma, whoever. Let's say if it's 200 shoes that released and you touch 50 of them, you officially a sneakerhead and you got sneakerhead problems. But we'll discuss that on a live at a later time. So now we're going to get into the video of the general release top 5 of 2022. Now again, as in the previous video and as in the video that's going to precede this one and the one that's going to follow this one, you will see this is all subjective. This is my opinion. This is based on shoes that I've filtered through. And before we get in depth, now let me just say shout out to Cuzzo Clothing. This ain't a paid advertisement. And it don't have to be, because Cuzzo Clothing is that brand. This our brand because they are people. Support small businesses. Shout out to Cuzzo Clothing for always keeping me laced fresh over here with the Cuzzo gear. Sneakerhead, business owner, put that together. You can't go wrong with that. I'm going to drop that link down in the description. You need to tap in with Cuzzo Clothing, all right? Back to the topic of the video and today's video at hand. We're discussing the general releases of 2022. Now I've narrowed it down to, and this is subjective, my top 5, okay? Could very easily been 10, 20, 55, but that's too many damn shoes to be discussing at one time. And if you want to see what I thought about other shoes that's not necessarily in this top 5 cut, even these 5 right here that I narrowed down to, go back and check out some of my videos, all right? Now, let me give you a brief description of what we mean here about general release. What we're referring to is a shoe that had at least 100K on a release as far as the inventory allotment to the general public, all right? General release. A shoe that either restocked 32 times, like y'all know how Nike do. They'll restock a shoe and one of these shoes fits under that category. They restocked it 22 times and people still looking for it. A shoe that essentially set on shelves or you can go get right now, falls under general release. And overall, a shoe that everybody had access to. You didn't necessarily have to have a bot. You didn't have to know somebody that owned the store. You didn't have to be Flight Academy Kicks cousin in order to get this shoe or nothing like that. It was a shoe that any average consumer could have went to the store and got. Any individual, single parent, person in the military, anybody could have got their hands on the shoe with little to no stress. That's what qualifies as a general release, all right? We're going to get into it. Starting from least to most. And I got to say number 5 would probably be this one. The Georgetown 6. Now, some of y'all probably going to have this high on yours. And keep in mind, I don't have the gray laces that came with it. I swapped it out for them cowboy colors. What? I heard a Giant fan say what? Okay, right. So I swapped it out for that just to kind of make this pop more. This is a dope shoe. Was this the best 6 of the year? In my opinion, absolutely not. It wasn't. All right, it wasn't. It got the 3M on it, the reflective paneling, and this shoe excluded the Chrome 6 from being in the top 5 GR of the year because it didn't have that. But this is a dope shoe. I hit this with that Rejuvenator. Put me on too. I'm coming, man. We finna get up to 1,000 subscribers. Once we get there, y'all put us on. But anyway, back to the shoe though. So yeah, this is definitely in the top 5 of general releases of the year. Dope, clean, basic colorway, smooth. Like I say, this go with that Dallas Cowboys gear. I love this shoe. Top 5. Number 5 right there. Coming in at number 4. Now, it was a little bit of a seesaw between 4 and 3. I flipped a coin, and that's how 4 ended up being 4 as opposed to 3. In my opinion, I thought it was higher, but I did, I'm going to keep it honest with the coin flip. I flipped a coin. For some of y'all, what that is a monetary item that's made out of a metal alloy. you know, like some of y'all so used to this digital currency and stuff nowadays. We actually had coins when we was growing up. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, things like that. But anyway, back to what I'm saying. Number 4 is this shoe. All right. Now I had it higher, right? This definitely gonna be on some shoe of the year category. This UNC 6. Now here's what happened, right? It's supposed to have been 168,000 pairs of this. This shoe done restocked 13 times. All right, and there's people still running around looking for the shoe. I get at least a DM or a text a week asking me about this shoe. I think I got rid of I end up having to come off of my spare pair. I had a pair I kept on ice. I couldn't keep it because somebody really wanted it for the holiday season, so I had to push that out to them. But yeah, the UNC 6. Why is it better than the UNC, the Georgetown 6? Why is it better than this? Because this colorway pops. That's why. All right, that's one reason. Another reason is this shoe released on the day that the North Carolina Tar Heels beat Duke in Cameron Indoor Arena, March the 6th, 2022. They gave Coach K his last at-home L. That's why this shoe, that alone should have just got this shoe on the top 5 list somewhere. And if it ain't on yours, you ain't a Tar Heel fan, I don't know what to tell you. But overall, like the concept of it, the way the colorway is, never mind the quality issues that some of y'all had on y'all pairs, right? And I got this on the Nike, the sneaker shock drop, which ended up being the only drop in the adult sizes. But this is number 4. All right. And then, like I said, it was a coin flip. And this one is number 3. Right here on this list. The Midnight Navy 4. Now, some of us went crazy over the shoe, right? The reason why I didn't go as crazy as some of the rest of us, now the leather paneling on the upper is decent. You feel what I'm saying? This nice leather on it. This leather is quality. I ain't gonna front like it ain't. Y'all see that tumbled leather? This is nice. All right. Nice, clean colorway. Why I wasn't as hyped about it as everybody else was is one, because it's not the OG. And I got that right here, right? It's not this shoe. Like, it don't have that Nike Air on the back. Now, I will, when I unds these, I will lace swap these. As you can see, these are, let me show you these laces real quick. I don't want to rabbit trail. This longer than 30 seconds, I'm going to have the editor cut it out. And it got the red lace tip on it. Yeah, I'm going to swap that out with that, just to make that pop. Now, back to what I was saying, though, people. The reason why I wasn't as emphatic. I got to stop this video. Hold on. All right, YouTube, we're doing a real quick edit to the sleeper of the year for 2022. The reason why this is being an honorable mention, the Air Jordan 1 Heritage. I had these in here for about 6-7 months. Somebody just hit me up as soon as they found out they couldn't get the lost and found ones. Watch how people double back and try to get these when they see like whatever the restock's gonna be and everything else, how that don't work for them. Watch what I tell you. It's gonna be up there. We're gonna be talking about this time next year about sleep of the year. The Air Jordan 1 Heritage. Remember I said that, right? It's not gonna be the sleep of the year. It's not. We talking about that later in this video. But I promise you, next year this time or shortly thereafter, we will be discussing this shoe in detail, how people double back and when it got this shoe after it's set on shelves, but only because of the hype behind the lost and found ones. Okay, forgive me for that. All right, back to what I was saying about that, people. I had to take that call. There was somebody that had got stranded at the airport, and she just, she done made it back home. Now everything is back going good. So everybody that's going through something right now during the holiday season, especially with 75 to 80% of one airline's flights being grounded, get back home safe. But back to the content at hand and back to the why I didn't have this shoe here, the Midnight Navy 4, higher up. One, because the 2016 OG, which is my favorite Air Jordan 4, the white cement 4, got Nike Air on it. 2, because this shoe, the release that it should have got, it didn't get. And then 3, also because the Oreo 4 came out last year, so they kind of took away from it, which is actually a direct contrast to what we're going to talk about on another shoe that's high up on this list. But this is number 3. And like I said, this was a coin flip. I had to flip a coin because I had this at 4. But I know some of y'all would have killed me if I had the UNC 6 above this. So we're going to put this in the top 3 of GRs of 2022. All right? The Air Jordan 4 Midnight Navy. It's a clean shoe. Now, I'm not saying that it's not. Again, to wrap this one up, and then we're going to get to our other shoes. It's a clean shoe. It's just not, it didn't move me like how it moved some of the rest of our sneakerhead brethren and sisterin, if that's even a word. All right, so yeah, on to the number 2 shoe, which actually is a good segue to number 2. The number 2 shoe for GRs. No, I'm sorry. That's number 1. The number 2 shoe is the Playoff 12. Okay. All right. Now this released originally in 96, 97, 2004, 2012. 2012 is a little bit different. It got the red on the pull tab back here, and it got something else different on the bottom. But again, this shoe was probably the benchmark for letting us know that the pandemic had, from a shoe perspective and a purchase perspective, had kind of tapered off, because the day of release, the day after release, a week after release, even 2 weeks after release, maybe even right now today, you probably can walk in the store and find this shoe somewhere in continental America. You probably can find the Air Jordan 12 Playoff. It's a slept-on shoe. Now, people, some of the newer sneakerheads ain't feeling this like how we was feeling this back in the day. Let me explain something to y'all. Let me be real with y'all on this one, why this is in the top 2. Ain't no way in hell I was going to not have this shoe in my top 2, and overall, this shoe is in my top 5. This shoe like number 4 on my top 5 list of Jordans. All right, behind the Flu game, the He Got game, the Playoff 13, and then probably the Playoff 12. This is number 4 on my top 5 list. All right, so yeah, absolutely. This was the top, this is definitely top 2 in GRs. Not collabs, not overall, just general releases. This is definitely top 2 worthy. If not, and it could be some controversy. And I want to hear in the comment section, is this potentially maybe even this sleeper Jordan of the year or the top 1 GR of the year? All right. That's a dope shoe. The leather quality on it is nice. They really can't mess up a 12. They have done it, but typically they don't. In pairs it was a lot of pairs around. Like in February, like honestly, people could go in. Like I went to DSG. I got a raffle. Somebody else asked me for a show with the Shoe Palace, got my shoe, came back down. DSG still had pairs, right? And still had pairs a week later. So from this definitely qualifies as a GR because this was generally around. All right. So that's number 2. Now, getting to the number 1 general release of 2022. It is the Air Jordan 3 Fire Red. I just paused for visual effect. I just had to hold it right there. All right. Now, some of y'all going to be like, that shoe wasn't all that. If you an OG, this shoe ain't had Nike Air on it since 88. Let me say that again. The last time this shoe came out with Nike Air on it and Nike on the bottom, 45% of y'all wasn't even born. 45% of y'all watching this content right now probably wasn't even born. This is the GR of 2022. This is the general release. Now, some people going to have this low on their list for one of a few components. One, because this shoe released too. All right, the Cardinal 3. Now, for people that just look at it as an Air Jordan 3, I went and got the Cardinal 3, so I didn't go get the Fire Red 3. Yeah, now the Cardinal 3 is a dope shoe. Now, you gonna see this shoe again on this channel because they got the Wizards PE releasing in 2023, and I want to do a comparison between that shoe and this shoe. Just because this sock line is red, this sock line is blue, and I want to see what you all pick. Remember I said that, right? But this is part of the reason why this shoe didn't hit, because had this shoe not came out, this shoe would have took off. You know it and I know it, right? But comment down below if you don't think that contributed to it, but because I promise you it did, all right? Because had this shoe not released in 2022, or had this shoe released before this shoe, had the Fire Red 3 released before the Cardinal 3, we would not even be discussed. The Cardinal 3 would be sitting on shelves, just like the Fire Red 3 is sitting on shelves right now. But I'm telling you, people, if you got an opportunity and you thought about it, and you had at least a 6 out of 10 on shit you copped this shoe, go back and get it. If you got digital coupons, gift cards, or whatever, holiday cash, and you need a shoe to come away with for the summer next year, get the shoe. Because here's the thing, right? Shoes with Nike Air on them, with the exception of that Social Status 6, that Pony Hair 6, or whatever the hell that was, most shoes with Nike Air on it, they go up in value over time. Don't forget that. Remember, we told you that here, all right, people? This is the Air Jordan sneaker general release. I'm not just going to say Air Jordan. I'm going to say sneaker 2022. This is the general release right here. The Air Jordan 3 Fire Red. All right, comment down below on what your thoughts and opinions are, your insight, your feedback, whatever. Hey, for those of you all still going with this transportation debacle during the holiday season for that one airlines that jumped out there and decided to cancel 80% of their flights, I empathize with the workers that have to go through what they have to go through, but I'm more empathized with the travelers because nobody anticipated that, and they probably knew that was coming down the pipe long before it happened, but they was worried about their profit margin. So, hey, get home safe, each and every one of you all. I thank each and every one of you all for taking time out of your day, your commute home, your travel, your holiday season, your work, your finishing up, meeting your deadlines. And for my senior management, I promise you, I'm going to hit on all my deliverables for the end of the year because I'm like that. But anyway, it's your boy, Just Tim Johnson. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Like, comment, subscribe. We should walk that mile together. Comment down below because I want to hear what y'all top 5 general releases. Do not jump on here with a shoe that was only 3,000 in production. That's not a general release because all of us didn't have access to it. We're going to talk about them type of shoes at a later video or a previous video. We're going to talk about that, I promise you. Just not here. Just I want to talk about the shoes that everybody could have got their hand on. What made your top 5? What didn't? What should have? What could have? Comment down below, people. Feedback is a gift. It's your boy, Just Tim Johnson. Be safe out there. Peace.
Better make sense. You better make it quick. Hey. All I want is a